A transfer pipe channels them directly to the holding tank adjacent to the processing plant. Product processing. To control product quality and minimize scheduling problems between harvesting and customer orders, tanks have been installed to hold a reserve of 20,000 pounds of fish adjacent to processing. Solar Aquafarms is never under pressure to sell fish because they might spoil. All fish are pre-sold before harvesting. Smaller tilapia are sorted back into the holding tank. Harvested fish are quickly chill-killed in a bath of frigid water and moved through a process line of the highest quality that is designed to meet USDA Grade A standards. The fish are weighed and then sent through a scaling machine. The processing room is held at 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and the fish are kept cold through the entire line, which only takes 20 to 30 minutes. The fish are filleted with a combination of automatic equipment and hand labor. The fillets are sent through a skinning machine into a bin of ice water. Then they are inspected, hand-trimmed, and pin-boned. During packing, the product is given a final inspection and trim if required. After weighing, the 15-pound boxes are moved into the cold storage room, which is kept at the optimal temperature for the product to remain just above freezing. This facility has the capacity to process over 12 million pounds per year with 2 shifts. The Sales Processing Manager, Virginia Waters.
We've recently developed custom software for our sales shipping department. It schedules harvesting, processing, and shipping, and it quickly calculates profit margins on each order by evaluating costs before the sale is even accepted.
Fixed-price long-term contracts are possible, and steady year-round delivery of desired quantities assures buyers of a cost of doing business that is unachievable by the ocean fishing industry. The product is consistent and superior. Solar Aquafarms has achieved a consistent production cycle incorporating all critical components and plans to scale up construction of grow-out tanks and raise fish to full production for the 34-acre site. 8 million pounds of whole fish by early 1991. This projected sales and profits graph shows the quick growth of profit margins for the scaled-up farm to a healthy 42%. These margins are possible because of the economies of scale for Solar Aquafarms' high-yield system. The annual U.S. retail seafood market is some $20 billion per year, and 60 to 65% is imported. Yet even now, shrinking fishing fleets are plying waters further from port in search of dwindling seafood resources, and public concerns about pollution of ocean products is on the rise. Solar Aquafarms offers consistency, high productivity, and a domestic product whose purity is guaranteed by the system's controlled and closed environment. And now, Stephen Surfling, founder and president of Solar Aquafarms.
An important and difficult point to understand about the seafood industry is its huge size and tremendous growth potential. For example, in the United States, people consume about 15 pounds per person per year, and growth is expected to increase to about 20 pounds per person per year in the next 10 years. Now, what this means is that an additional approximately 1 billion pounds a year of seafood has to be produced, and that's edible product. A live weight product is about 3 times that, or about 3 billion pounds a year. Now, in the next 10 years, where is this going to come from? Obviously, it can't come from the oceans. They're pretty much tapped out. It's got to come from aquaculture. So then the question is, what type of aquaculture? How? Where? Well, when you start to think about the volumes and run calculations on the amount of land or water or resources needed to produce that amount of fish, it is just pretty incredible and hard to grasp where it's going to come from. For example, if it were to be produced by conventional ponds, such as catfish ponds, earthen ponds, that produce about 4,000 pounds per acre per year, and you wanted to have a business that produced and sold $100 million a year worth of seafood, you would need to have about 30,000 acres of ponds And those ponds would require over 400 million gallons a day of water. In contrast, if you produce the seafood, $100 million a year seafood, from an intensive control system like Solar Aquafarms approach, then you would only need 300 acres and about 50 to 100,000 gallons a day of water. Now that's very reasonable, very inexpensive, and frankly, it's the only way I can see seafood is going to be produced in the future to supply this huge demand.